Welcome everyone to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I am with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Greetings all.
Okay, so we're about to enter the Billyverse. All right? Sorry, Billy. This video was a long time in coming. Okay? So, again, of course, not taking no offense, but first we're going to start this video off where I have to make a correction. Okay? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was not canceled. It is ending. Okay? I saw the article that Marvel put out that they are ending Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's not canceled. It wasn't going to be, well, here's the thing. We don't know if it wasn't going to be canceled by ABC.
Wait, I'm sorry, but to me, when somebody says something is ending, that means that it's being canceled.
Well, if you remember Star Trek Next Generation, they ended it so they could do movies.
Yeah.
So that wasn't canceled. It ended. So Marvel is saying that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is ending because they want to end it on a high. So, okay, so everybody's getting it wrong.
Well, everybody's high when they're ending. Okay.
Right. So everybody's getting it wrong. That's saying it's canceled. So, okay, Billy, I do apologize. It is not canceled. But
it's coming to a close.
No, it's ending. But sticking on the topic of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
yeah,
we've talked about how there have been numerous sites that have done stories on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like Nerdist and a few others, that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is in an alternate reality. Now, I've had many a debate with Billy about it being an alternate reality because the creator of S.H.I.E.L.D. said it was an alternate reality.
Really?
But Billy didn't want to believe it. And, and I kept saying, well, Joss Whedon said it's an alternate reality. Because it's not the same reality as the Avengers. Because in Avengers reality, Coulson's dead. In this reality, he's not. Yeah. So this is an alternate, parallel universe, whatever, because the creator said so. But Billy didn't want to believe me. So now we got ammunition.
Confirmation.
Ammunition. I don't know about confirmation. So here it is. There's a story on Screen Rants. And they're saying that due to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6 lack of connectivity to the Marvel movies, because TV series is set in an alternate MCU timeline, possibly, when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was launched in 2013, the show quickly gained a reputation as being the film franchise's official TV series. Season 1 included a tie-in for Thor: The Dark World, and then allowed the Hydra twist from Captain America Winter Soldier to redefine its main narrative. 2015, a corporate restructure led to Marvel Studios being separated from the wider Marvel Entertainment Group. Since then, the relationship between Marvel Television and Marvel Studios has been a lot more distant, and as a result, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has felt a lot less connected to the movies.
Which is why in the movie they got snapped. A lot of people got snapped out, but not over there in the market.
Right, we're going to explain that. So now continuing, that's actually been something of a strength because it allowed the show to build on its own mythology. Seasons 4 and 6 have shown a confidence that the early seasons didn't possess, with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. including an all-new Ghost Rider. Diving into the dystopian future timeline and now repelling a full-scale alien invasion. So let's just continue this. Hold on. Wait a minute. All right. So now, but ultimately, that throws something of a wrench into the idea of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. exists in the same timeline as blockbuster movies like Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. In theory, the cosmic events seen in these two films should have had a massive impact on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but that simply has not been the case. Keep in mind, and I'm not reading from the thing.
Yeah.
If half the universe gets snapped out of existence. And they don't show that on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And the
It
fact
didn't
that
happen.
it was over, and the blip they didn't even show. They didn't show that not one of their friends got zapped out. Their core group wasn't split in half. They didn't do anything about it. I don't care if you mentioned Thanos. So now I'm going to go back to the article, okay? The problems really began with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5, which was clearly concurrent with both Thor Ragnarok and Avengers Infinity War. In the mid-season premiere, all the comforts of home, the S.H.I.E.L.D. team returned to the future to build a new base called the Lighthouse, which had advanced equipment to monitor potential crises across the globe. The episode explicitly referenced two Asgardians walking through New York, a clear reference to Loki, Thor and Loki's arrival on Earth in Thor Ragnarok. Astute viewers immediately realized the clock had begun to count down to Avengers Infinity War in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay? The S.H.I.E.L.D. team gradually uncovered a dark conspiracy between the forces of Hydra and an alien confederacy. In a strange way, it turned out that Thanos himself was the villain of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5. The Confederacy had manipulated Hydra with knowledge of an impending threat, and Hydra had been preparing a super soldier who they believed had the power to beat Thanos. Ironically, this living weapon, Graviton, would really be the one responsible for destroying the entire planet. All that meant S.H.I.E.L.D. was taking on Graviton and the Confederacy at the very second they received news of reports of an alien incursion in New York. It was clear reference to the Black Order's attack on Doctor Strange, Tony Stark, and Spider-Man at the start of Infinity War. You listening, Scott? Okay.
Yep.
Thus far, the timeline had matched up perfectly, but then Avengers Infinity War ended with the biggest event in the history of the MCU, the moment when Thanos snapped his fingers and erased half the life in the universe for 5 long years. The world had to adjust to immeasurable grief and loss before the Avengers finally reversed the snap and brought everyone back in Avengers Endgame. That entire arc never happened. In Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Season 5 ended with S.H.I.E.L.D. victorious and the Earth safe. Season 6 picked up a year later in what would expect to be post-snap world, but it was immediately clear the blip hadn't happened at all. Okay? Again, the evidence is there. Okay? We're going to continue on. The most obvious solution is that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5 is set in an alternate timeline, one where the snap was somehow averted between the Black Order arriving in New York and Thanos in Wakanda. Avengers Endgame explored the concept of the multiverse, the idea that Marvel's time travel can create branch realities where events played out differently. The film saw the Avengers created multiple different timelines by taking the Infinity Stones out of history, and it's possible Steve Rogers created another one in the end when he traveled back to spend the rest of his life with his beloved Peggy Carter in 1940. The multiverse is an established part of the MCU with the new divergent branches of reality created via time travel. Taking those basic rules, it's quite conceivable some event in the history of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has created a new timeline as well, resulting in S.H.I.E.L.D. team live in a timeline where the snap never happens. But if this is what's happened, when did S.H.I.E.L.D. timeline branch out from the mainstream MCU? We've established that it must have been driven by some sort of temporal event, such as time travel, but additionally, the branch must have been created before Doctor Strange used the Time Stone on Titan. Otherwise, an in-universe perspective, Stephen Strange would have seen another way to stop Thanos, meaning he didn't commit to the 14 million to 1 game and endgame plan. Given these two basic principles, there are 3 possible triggers that could have created branch timelines. The first is when the S.H.I.E.L.D. team were sent into the future at the end of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4. The second is when they returned at least 6 months later. And the third is a destruction of 3 monolith cosmic devices that can be used to transport people through time and space. The destruction of these monoliths seems to have caused some sort of interdimensional event, creating a portal to the dream dimension. One wrinkle in those 3 time divergences events is how they relate to earlier MCU references. The Thor Ragnarok tease occurs after the team has returned to the present, while the Avengers Infinity War nod is after the Monolith's destruction. It's entirely possible that the respective Asgard and Attack New York were linked to the movies after all, but then not getting around the biggest question of all: why did Thanos' snap not happen? This is a long article. Jesus Christ. Presumably, something Coulson and his team did in season 5 was like a stone tossed in the still lake. They unknowingly created ripples that spread out across the entire surface. Presumably, it was the Avenger aided, and because it occurred before Doctor Strange on Titan, he couldn't see it when looking into the future as he did in the prime MCU timeline. Without further information, it's impossible to say what this mysterious ripple was. And to round off this alternate Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. MCU timeline theory, of course, the entire possible Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 6 and 7 will explore time travel again at some point. The Chromocoms are researching time travel. The Zell is attempting to recover from the ancient monoliths, and one of which allows you to move through time. Both Zell and the Chromocoms will understand the laws of temporal mechanics a little better than the S.H.I.E.L.D. team, which means an explanation may well be provided. Okay. That was a mouthful. So basically, reading all that, right now, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is an alternate timeline.
Yeah.
Now, I know that, I'm not saying Billy has an ego, and I'm not saying, but I know when someone is really dead set where they transfix one event in their life that they can never be wrong, and no matter what you say, you can't convince them. I mean, I haven't seen Billy to be where a theory he'll admit was wrong, but never seen any agents disappear, never seen him talking about the blip. It's an alternate timeline.
Yeah.
What's the big damn deal? What's the big deal? Why is it so important to you that this has to be the MCU? Marvel, they already said that they split from it.
Yeah.
Right? The company split from it. They didn't give a crap what they were doing in there. They used to be heavily involved. They were no longer involved. Marvel kind of treated them like the bastard stepchild, right?
That's right.
So what is the big deal, if this is an alternate timeline? And
Doesn't bother me if it is.
I don't understand the big deal. I'm gonna send Billy the link to this cast. To be fair, because he probably want to be in this, and we could get him in here. Now that I said what I had to say, and we'll see. We are waiting for Billy. Will he come in the cast and defend himself with his theory? Probably not.
Then we get Billy in the cast.
Come on, Billy. Billy, this cast is yours. Come in. I'm going to give you another minute because we're not going to stand here all this time. Come on. Should I send him the article? It would be fair, right? I should send him the article. Let me send him the article. He's got the link. He's got the link, Scott.
Oh, no.
He's not coming in, is he? Probably not. Let's see. You wanted in! You got in!
Toyota.
I sent him the link, and now I sent him the article. All right. In his defense, he is not home. So, Billy far from home right now.
Yeah, but he's stuck in a van.
But his spider sense was probably working. before all this. So I hope we proved our theory that we were right, that Age of the Shield's an alternate timeline, and that it ended, it wasn't canceled. So now we can return to our regularly scheduled
insanity.
I'm right, Billy's wrong. Here we go. Take care, bye for now.